Good morning and welcome to The Insight. Today on The Insight, we'll be x-raying the deep bruises that is left behind by violence and poverty. In fact, these two issues leave deeper bruises on their victim. And today we'll be looking at the issue, or the focal point is beyond bruises, confronting gender violence and conquering poverty. And joining us today to x-ray and give a postmortem analysis on this issue is Very Reverend Uzoma Promise Obodo. He is Presbyter Methodist Church Nigeria and founder Impact Life at 40 Care Foundation. Reverend, it's a pleasure to have you on The Insight.
Thank you so much. God bless you.
You're welcome. You're welcome, sir. So, for the sake of our audience, before we begin to talk about other things, can you please explain what gender-based violence is all about?
Well, I want to thank the leadership of Aneke TV. I also want to appreciate Osai for anchoring this program. When you talk about gender-based violence, we have gender violence, we also have gender-based violence.
Okay, sorry. There is gender violence and there's gender-based violence.
Okay. Yes. So when you talk about gender violence, you talk about people passing through an experience because of the responsibilities given to them. As a man, you're expected to feed your family, you're expected to give your wife money to go for market and get food items. You have responsibilities that people, unquote, believe that you must do as a man. So these are gender violence. There are some people that because of circumstances surrounding them, they may not be able to meet up. Maybe at the end of the week, you are not able to raise enough resources to give to your wife to buy things. And people may begin to say, look at him, he's a man. He cannot even afford to get food items for his family. But when you talk about gender-based violence, you now talk about what people are passing through because of their weaker level, because of circumstances surrounding them. And most victims of gender-based violence are likely to be women. But when you talk about gender-based violence, it's not just limited to men or women, it's unisex. A man can experience gender-based violence, a woman can also experience gender-based violence. Okay. So when you talk about that, you talk about women or men having terrible experiences. For example, you see some women being subjected to family battering. You see some women being subjected to beating, not taking them, maybe somebody not having the privilege to go to school because he's coming from feminine point of view. And these things are one of the things that are really eating deeper into the society presently. And that is why there's serious advocacy that people should wake up, both at the community level and at the government level.
All right. The point here, the emphasis here is that it could be male, it could be female.
Yes.
Okay, it's not gender specific. It could be any of the genders.
Yes.
All right. But I want to ask, what are the root causes of gender-based violence?
Now, the root causes of gender-based violence is a multifaceted experience or challenge. It has different angles, but the root causes are most often ignorance, and the family where you are coming from. Take for example, where somebody is coming from a remote place. Last week I had the experience of a lady being tortured by the husband. And when the matter came up, I asked her, is it not better that this issue should be reported to the law enforcement agents? And she said, no, please. That experience is a recurrence experience. Why? Because that person is coming from a family where he believes or she believes that the man is all and all. So when somebody is coming from a poor family background, somebody is coming from remote areas, somebody is not well enlightened, I believe the purpose why you are doing this program is so that we'll encourage people to know better than what they know. So the limitations of education, the background of where people are coming from, the experience, social experience, these things can actually cause gender-based violence. Because if you are not properly informed, that person can equally be deformed.
Okay. Next I was going to ask if there are traditional norms or cultural beliefs in Nigeria that contribute to perpetuating this gender-based violence.
Yes, yes. In fact, that is the taproot. That is where this problem is actually coming from. A situation whereby it is, for example, I grew up in Lafia as a young man. Lafia, currently Nasarawa State. As a young man, there are some homes that a man cannot just enter, and women are not allowed to just come out of such homes. So, and it is their custom, it is their norms. Now, there are also areas, for example, in some of the areas where we are working, you see some people, because their culture is saying that a woman, whatever the man says, you must accept, whether you like it or not. If your parents said, go and marry this person, you must marry such a person. And when you look at it, you see that some of these cultural norms or some of these things is really having a negative effect. And that is why if you want to tackle it, you must also go back to the root cause, which includes that the traditional rulers must be deeply involved. Those community stakeholders must be deeply involved. I'm an advocate of community, town union governance. Some of these things that are causing problems in the society should be taken back to the foundation, and the foundation is the community. And if we get the traditional rulers, there are some communities that a woman cannot be a member of Igwe cabinet. There are some communities that a woman is not permitted to speak. There are even some congregations, some Christian organizations that a woman is not allowed to be a priest. Women are meant to just serve. They are known as weaker vessels. They are not meant to be heard. They are meant to be seen. So this issue has its play in culture, it has its play in religion, it has its play in the society. And for it to be tackled, it must also return back to the grassroots.
All right. Before I go to my next question, I want to bring it home a bit. In the beginning, you said this could be talking about gender-based. It has to do with either male or female, and we are talking about violence here. I want to ask: are there situations where men face violence from women?
Yes, over and over again, by rating, among every three male, one is meant to experience a gender-based violence.
Please,
yes,
Reverend, you are telling me that there are situations, perhaps in a family, where the woman is violent and takes it out on the husband. Is that the picture?
very, very well. Even as an individual, even as a man,